Welcome back to my channel, and today is going to be our second interview with none other than L.Rex here.
Yo, what's up, guys?
Yeah, it's our second interview, and we're going to have just a few questions in mind that we've had. So question number one is, what's your favorite song from your album?
Ooh, that's a hard one, but I think it has to be a tie between either Ice Out Now or Homies. I like both of those a lot for different reasons, you know.
And then starting with our second question now, we've noticed that we got commented in one of our shorts, right? If Chloe Marquez were filming in the real high school,
That's
someone
right.
commented that we whatever we have posted on the internet basically will stay in the internet and it might eventually haunt us. But what do you think that person could be? Like, do they really know Chloe Marquez? What do you think?
I don't know, honestly. Honestly, I think it's one of her friends. It's probably just one of her friends or something, or if not, it's just some random like YouTube bot or something like that. Either one of the two, you know. But regardless, like that threat is just so empty. It's not even scary because it's like you could say the same thing about high school, but even then you like live down all those moments, you know. So it's like I don't know. It's really not that scary, and I'm happy with what I posted on the internet, overall.
And now for the third question. What is your favorite store that has sold instruments before?
Here's the thing that'll probably maybe surprise a lot of you or not. I don't know. It depends. But like I don't actually really use or play any instruments, so I don't know if I'm the best to say like what the best store is. But usually guitar centers are pretty fun to walk into. I always like have a nice time when I walk into those and look at all the instruments. It's just a very fascinating place. So I guess I'd have to go with that one.
And now for the fourth question. What is your hot take in like general take?
You mean like on that situation currently?
Yeah.
That situation. I don't know. I mean, I don't really feel like I have a hot take on that. I'm pretty sure I have the common opinion, which is that like I don't know. I think it's sad because like I don't know. Maybe like there were a few things I didn't agree with her on culturally, but like she always kind of also felt like someone who could be like an ally, you know. So to see this sort of kind of betrayal of those like activism ideals that she kind of had, it's kind of, I guess, it's a little sad to me. It just feels like a giant betrayal to like everyone who ever supported her. You know.
And now for question number five. What is your hot take in like music as a whole?
Music as a whole. My hot take in music as a whole. Oh boy, a lot of people are probably not going to agree with me on this. I feel like pop is kind of going downhill while rap is kind of going uphill. But overall, music, I feel like, is experiencing all these changes. So, like, I don't know, music's just so interesting currently because, like, I feel like it's just going in so many different directions. It's kind of unpredictable, you know. Somebody's always kind of doing something new, and whether it's good, bad, or terrible, it'll somehow lead to just something very fascinating, you know.
So recently, something like terrible happened that we never expected happened like at our school.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Do you mind telling us what happened?
Yeah. Someone who worked here, Mr. Alano, he unfortunately, sadly passed away, which was crazy because like the day prior he was like very cheery and it was like, hey, you guys want to come pet these dogs that we brought to like the school, and it's like to see like him then and then kind of like just hear the next day that like he died of a heart attack is just it's not just sad, it's so shocking to me. And like overall, it's like when I got that news, it hit me like a ton of bricks. Because it's like, even though I didn't know him personally, like, his death is still sad to me. Like, everybody's death is just sad to me, but like, my way of kind of trying to get through it is trying to use like the death of others as like, motivation for me to continue and move on, but yeah, overall it's a very sad situation, and his family and like, his family and like his friends have my condolences, may he rest in peace.
Yeah. And also, if you guys didn't know, like his wife, I had her like as a teacher my sophomore year, so and I've seen him like every now and then, but just see him gone is like a terrible feeling, especially if I especially when you're like a bit closer to a person. But yeah, overall, like I have my condolences to his family and close friends of his. You know, and after hearing the news, I've been wondering like how's like your life going on more recently?
My life's going pretty good so far. Like I said, like, it feels like there's just, just the recent news of him dying, and then like, that betrayal I felt, like, when who revealed their true ideals. To me it's just like that hurt, but like overall, I'm gonna get through. Aside from that, my life's good. Life may be hard, but it's still good to me. And I also, but through this all, I hope that like the music that I make, helps people. Like, it helps them like feel like they can stand up for themselves. Like, they can like just like, advocate for themselves, stand up for themselves, and like, even if I hope it can really like, help them out of like a depressing position like music did for me.
Pretty much we have for the video today, and also like don't forget like I will be still be posting like more content, but for now I'm just gonna do some other stuff like continue like living life or something while I still can. So I'll see you in the next one. Bye.